a Bama fan, we have not had a moment's rest since January 10th. And quite frankly, I'm tired of it. What's up, Bama Nation? Welcome back to Crimson Watch, where I'm your host, Carol Witt. If you love this video, thumbs up on your way in. And if you hate it, thumbs down on your way out. We're going to win with or without you. Either way, welcome back. I appreciate you guys for watching. It's been wonderful for 17 years, but unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to our beloved coach, Nicholas Lou Saban, and it has been quite a journey. I just don't feel like Alabama fans have had the proper time to grieve and mourn the retirement of Nick Saban. So many winning seasons, so many national championships, so many SEC championships. It's hard to say goodbye to a coach who had a run and a dominance like that. His departure, we really haven't had time to grieve Coach Saban. Him leaving what seemed to be so abruptly to us, we kind of been on an emotional whirlwind. And I didn't realize how much his retirement really affected me as a fan. Like, I know that I love college football, but I didn't know I loved it that much. Or I didn't know I was so connected to Nick Saban in Alabama until he announced that he was retiring. And it kind of like came out of left field. And it was like, whoa. I didn't even find out about it first. I found out about it through text because obviously everybody is chronically online. And so I was just getting home from work and I didn't realize what was going on till one of my friends texted me, asked me, was I all right? And it flashed in my mind, like, why are they asking me that? Like the playoff game was a couple of days ago. They asked me if I'm all right. And then it dawned on me, Nick Saban must be leaving. Then I was like, no. Then I looked at my phone, I scrolled, I said, he is. And that's when it kind of just, I think I sat for a few minutes in disbelief. Like, no way. No, like this is fake news. There's no way. Like, they misreporting this. And then it came to the stage of, well, maybe he's just saying he's going to retire next year. And it was like, no, he's retiring this year, like effective immediately. And that's when it sunk in, like, wow, we really not going to have Coach Nick Saban next season. It's just, everything just happened back to back. We were on a high because we won the SEC championship game. We made it to the playoffs, but we lost in the semis. And then Nick Saban retires. It was just so much bad news coming back to back. And then it's like, okay, well, we're going to give you a new coach. Okay, cool. But we can't even be 100% happy for our coach because of the way Nick Saban retired is kind of why I think Alabama fans really have a hard time getting over it. The constant loss kind of prevented us from fully processing his absence. It's kind of like when your parents sit you down and say, hey, we're getting divorced, but then your mom comes in and say, hey, but this is your new stepdad, I remarried. That's kind of what it feels like for Bama fans. Our dad is leaving, but we got a new dad coming in. He's cool, but he's not our dad. And for me, I kind of feel like Coach Nick Saban gave us an incomplete farewell. Now, I don't know what Alabama is going to do as an organization for Nick Saban, but for me, I just kind of feel like it was incomplete. Like, he just came and said, hey guys, I'm leaving. Thank you for 17 great years. Bye. Although we know that that's not what he's doing, and he's still heavily involved in the program, which may be why the transition seems to be incomplete to fans, because we don't really know what he's doing behind the scenes. We just hear that he's still heavily involved. He's still heavily involved in recruiting. He was still vetting coaches. He's still doing all those things. So maybe for him, it's like, I'm not gone, so there's no reason for me to say goodbye, which I can understand. But as for fans, coach, you ain't gonna be coaching no more. You ain't gonna be standing on the sideline. I guess Alabama fans kind of feel like we should have gotten a personal goodbye. Like, thank you, fans, I'm gone. Obviously, we would have taken a lot better if he would have told us, hey, this is going to be my last season, so we can really appreciate it. Because let's be honest, we took it for granted as fans. We did. We knew that he was going to leave eventually, but we didn't want to think about it. We were in denial. We're going to block that out. Okay, we know he's going to leave now. We know he's going to leave one day, but I don't want to think about that right now. For the most part, I think that we're doing the best we can with what we have. Coach DeBoer is our coach, and we are behind him 100%. We want him to succeed, and we're going to make sure that we cheer for him during the season and beyond. As long as he wants to stay with the Alabama Crimson Tide, he's not intimidated by Nick Saban in the least. He understands his greatness. He understands what he means to the program. And he is welcoming all his advice. Even the other day, he said that he want Nick Saban to tell him some good every time he step on the practice field. Excuse me? You want Coach Saban and that presence to be on the practice field? I think that's pretty confident for a coach that's going to be coming in after the greatest coach of all time, and you still want him on the practice field? I think that's quite amazing. I don't know if Nick Saban's going to be on the practice field a lot because I believe that he respects Coach DeBoer and he's going to allow him to run his program as he sees fit. And I don't think he's going to step on his toes at all. I think we're in good hands. As Bama fans, we need closure, which is why I say I feel like we need a parade. I feel like we need something for the fans to actually put a ribbon on Nick Saban's tenure at Alabama. So we can finally let go and accept the fact that Nick Saban will no longer be the coach at Alabama. And I really think that will help us go over into the new era. We kind of still holding on to the past a little bit mentally and emotionally because it was so abrupt. We need a final farewell for Coach Nick Saban. And I think A-Day would be just the place to do it. Go all out. In the beginning, give us a parade before A-Day or something, and then let's go to watch the spring game. And that way we can move on and go into the new season with positivity and write the next chapter of the Crimson Tide legacy. At the end of the day, Nick Saban is a grandfather, he's a father, and you have to think about it. Nick Saban has been doing this for so long, and we forget about his personal obligations that he has with his family. Can you imagine your dad being the coach of a wildly popular university and a very successful football team with a legacy that extends back decades? You can't even spend long vacations with him. His daughter, Kristen Saban, says she's looking forward to spending family time, going on vacations during the football season, going on long vacations because she couldn't do that before because he was always recruiting. He had spring practice coming up. He had summer recruiting. Then he had the season, which is already pretty long. He's just working all the time. Can you imagine not having your father there to experience those wonderful moments? They missed out on so many memories and so much time because he was dedicating his time to the University of Alabama, dedicating his time to making other kids better and spending his quality time with them instead of his own family. Shout out to Nick Saban's kids and Miss Terry for just lending us Nick Saban and being so gracious and allowing us to love him even half as much as you guys love him. Miss Terry, she finally got her husband back. They can do the things that they've been wanting to do for years. So Nick Saban deserves this retirement. He's 72 years old. I hope he go out and have a 6-month vacation. I hope he does whatever he wants to do in his life because he deserved it. He earned it. He gave us enough. And I don't think any Alabama fan would want to force him to do something where he's not happy in it or that he doesn't feel fulfilled in it. Even though he will probably take us to another national championship. I don't think any Alabama fan is mad at Nick Saban for retirement right now. At least I know I'm not. He deserves it. And Nick Saban, if you want to sit up in your bathrobe and eat your Debbie cakes and oatmeal cream pies, you go ahead and you have your time. Thank you for what you brought to the University of Alabama. I wish y'all nothing but prosperity. So you deserve everything that you get, Coach Saban, and we appreciate you. Alabama fans, we're going to be all right. We got Coach DeBoer and his staff, and I have full trust that they're going to take us to where we need to be. And we're going to always roll tide. Again, I thank y'all for watching. Give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about Nick Saban. Tell me how you found out that he was retiring. Tell me your best game that you've ever been to or that you've watched or your most memorable Nick Saban moments. Drop it down low in the comments. I'll see y'all next time and roll tide.